Hey there, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for watching. Happy Friday. This is Sam with your weekly writing-related video content. Going live, like I do every time. I'm trying something different this time, and I'll explain that in just a moment. Some of you saw in some of our past videos, we've been having some trouble with the live feature, or I have, with getting it to work with multiple people. I've been able to do it before sometimes, but it hasn't always worked, and I know Facebook recently changed their live producer because Facebook updates things, every once in a while. And last month I was trying to have an author on and do an interview, and we were running into technical difficulties as we were doing. I couldn't add her to the Facebook call like I was trying to. So I did some research, looked into why that is, and currently, now I could be missing something because I'll admit I'm not the most technological person. I'm a writer. I'm doing live videos because it's a cool way to get out there. But I admit there's aspects of technology that go way over my head. So anyway, but from what I can see, Facebook will now let you add people to your live videos only if you're from the app. Okay, so I'm on the mobile app today. I usually do these from my computer. It's easier with a bigger screen, but I'm doing this from my phone right now. So, I'm here on the app, hoping I can add people to it. I did test the feature. I didn't just read that and be like, oh, hey, let me do this. I tested the feature with someone a few days ago, and it worked well. So I'm going to try that. And the thing is, they say, Facebook's new description, whatever it says, you can have multiple people in one live video. Now, you, not all at the time, but you can have people like coming and going, and things like that. So, I'm experimenting with that today, and I wanted to. This is my first foray into it, but if it works well, then I'm gonna keep doing things like this, and have more of you come in. So I have a couple guests who I hope will be showing up here in just a little bit, who I can bring in here for just maybe a few minutes at a time to talk about what they're doing. But I also wanted to open up to everyone here, so everyone watching in the event. This is kind of an anything goes thing, kind of a. I want to keep it mostly writing related, but if you have a question for me, Q&A, a topic you want to cover, a fandom, a hot take, if you want to say something about your novel, tell us all about that in just a few minutes, you can do that. So, basically, there's a way to request to join, and I'm sorry, I'm new to this still. It's still a trial run, so I'm not really sure what it looks like from the viewer's side. If you're looking for it and you're not sure where it is, I'm not sure I can help you with that. But if you request to join, then I should be able to see your request. It might only work on the mobile app. I'm not sure. Again, I have not seen it from the viewer's side, so sorry about that. But basically, request to join if you want to join, if you have something to say, and I will be able to add you to the video for a quick spot, a quick 5 minutes or something like that, or even last 2 minutes, whatever, if you want to. If you want to do that. So let me see. Okay. I've been waiting for. Okay. Yeah. I'll go ahead and. I think one of my guests is here. I haven't seen the other one yet. But sure. Let me bring on one person. So we're testing this out and see what happens. Okay. Here's Corbin. Taking a few minutes, but that's technology for you. So how's everyone do this Friday? My screen says it's adding him. It's adding ... Done this before, but it takes a few minutes to load sometimes. So anyway, yeah, Facebook's always changing things. I'm trying to keep up. I mean, I know Facebook always isn't the most popular medium for people my age today either, but it's one I'm used to, and I'm on other platforms too. But they have this live video feature, so I wanted to test it out. Okay. It says it's adding Corbin. I'm not sure why it's taking so long. Let me try this again. Let me X out of that. Okay. Yeah, Corbin, if you're still watching, try to request again. Okay, People are saying they can't hear it. Okay, so I'm talking to my guests, trying to figure out the bugs. So thanks for being patient with us in my trial run, kind of. So anyway, I was going to have my friend Cathy show up here and talk about her novel, her primary novel, just released this past week, her debut novel, and she was the one I had on here, I guess last month when I was trying to make this work, and it wasn't working well. So we had her on here, but so you couldn't hear her, and it was technical difficulties. Basically, I was going to give her another chance to come on and hopefully share with us about her novel. Not seeing. Let's let me do that right now. Okay. So. Okay, so I'm trying to talk to my guests while I'm doing this. I guess if it was more professional, I'll be able to keep talking while I'm also messaging people. Okay, I see I have one viewer. Okay. In the meantime, it's Disney Plus Day today. It's been 2 years since Disney Plus launched, and they're announcing all. I think they're making November 12th their special day every year. Hold on. Okay, now I see her there. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me see if I can add Cathy. Again, it says adding, but it's taking a long time. Well, it disappeared. I tried this with someone else on a couple days ago. It worked. They worked then. I don't know if it's in connection. Hey, it's working. Okay. Hey, Cathy. Yay. Thanks for being part of my trial.
Turn this around.
Yeah, thanks for being part of my trial run. Sorry we had some difficulties.
Wait.
But this is.
You're welcome. I'm just not clever enough to figure things out.
That's okay. No, I'm still navigating this too. But welcome aboard. This is Cathy. I mentioned if anyone's watching at home, I had you on last month to talk about your novel, which had not yet released then. Now it has released, this past week, right? your debut novel, Recorder, which is a sci-fi novel. I'll talk about it in a moment. And it's I know when I had you on, it was when we were having all kinds of technical difficulties, so I felt bad that 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 your moment in the spotlight kind of got interrupted. So I want to give you a chance. Just thanks for watching here again, but in maybe 5 minutes or less, tell us about your novel, your work, just where people can find it, all that stuff.
All right.
Anything you want to say today?
First, just look. Isn't it pretty?
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. How does it feel to hold a hard copy in your hands?
Oh, it's I cried. I didn't think I was gonna cry, but I cried. It's funny because to me it was a lot like having a kid, you know. It was just like the emotional rush, and I told that to somebody and she's horrified that I would compare a book to a human, but yeah.
But I mean, you put lots of your time and energy into it and all that stuff. I mean, I imagine the delivery process on the actual day was less painful, but still.
Yeah. So yeah, it's true. Delivery not as yeah. Okay, so it's a science fiction novel, and I always thought of it as dystopian, psychological, or sociological science fiction.
Okay.
But Publishers Weekly says that it's hard sci-fi, and I can see
hard.
why.
Isn't that what they said?
Yeah, Publishers Weekly says it's hard sci-fi. So but I'm like, but it's not about the tech. It's about the people. It's more dystopian. But when you look at the less sciencey based things like this more soft sci-fi like Dune, this is much more technical, but at the same time it's very character centric and character driven.
Okay.
So I can see why. Anyway, it's been amazing.
Okay.
I woke up on release day to messages on messengers telling me that it was in the top 50 Amazon hard sci-fi books.
Wow.
So
were you expecting that ever? Did that ever cross your mind? That's amazing.
And it was funny because I'm like, that can't be true, but it was. I looked yesterday, and it's at the hardcover, the ebook, and the audiobook were all in the top 50.
Wow.
So
that's awesome.
That was, and then it's also it's also in the top 25, I think, for Christian science fiction new releases. I mean, it's not like in the all science fiction ever thing, just in the new releases. But I'm looking more.
Yeah.
The comp title. That my book is next to a comp title. So
okay. That's awesome.
That was pretty amazing.
Give us a brief premise, like just who's the recorder, what's the central conflict. I mean, obviously you can't give it much away, but like, is there like a back cover summary? If so, you can just read that. But
Yeah. So
just enough to whet people's tastes, if you will.
The copy is the consortium is all, but Recorder can no longer obey. The Recorder has no family, no friends, no name. Donated to the consortium before her birth, her sole purpose is to maintain and verify the records. A neural implant and a drone ensure compliance, punishing displays of bias. Suddenly cut off from the controlling technology, the Recorder tastes what it means to be human. But if the consortium discovers her feelings, everyone she knows will be in danger. With no name, no resources, and only an infinitesimal probability of escape, Recorder's time is running out.
Okay. That does sound very dystopian. It's just dystopian. Usually, there's one character, one protagonist or so who doesn't fit in with whatever it is, the government, the structure, and I mean maybe they even do it first, and she starts to question things and realize, hey, wait a minute, and that's kind of what's going on here.
Yeah. So it's one of the things about dystopias to me is that it's a society where in order to build a utopia, they have disregarded the value, the needs, the requirements of another sector of the society. So that's one of the things that happened here. They have this society. They wanted to make it perfect. They wanted to make it work well. And now 450 some years after the founding, the things have shifted. It's not the utopia that they think it is. And as she discovers more and more things, she's very shocked. She's rather horrified. So
Yeah, I have heard bits and pieces of this story. I was just telling everyone at home. I've heard parts of the story out of order, I think, because you're a part of our writers group. So like I know the premise, I know the character. I don't know every single plot point that happens. So I'm looking forward to sitting down and reading it actually the way it was meant to be. So that's really cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very I'm feeling very humbled actually, that people are enjoying it. So far so good. Yeah, it's only since Tuesday, so
Okay, so very new. Yeah. Rachel and I both put it on our Christmas lists, and we'll probably be buying it for other people for Christmas who we know are into sci-fi. So that's cool.
Oh, that'd be great. I love that. You do that.
Yeah, so mine for Christmas, it's Recorder by Cathy McCrumb. It's the first in a contracted trilogy. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And where can people buy it? I mean, Amazon, anywhere really?
They can buy it anywhere. It's wherever books are sold right now. I think somebody says, it kind of blew me away. Someone sent me an email that my book was available on Walmart.com, and I'm like, what? And so I looked and I just laughed. I'm like, that's kind of cool and odd. And then it showed up in a Canadian bookstore, and I have a friend in Australia who has the book. So it's right now it's ebook and hardback and audio. So
okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Okay. Well, congratulations to you on it sounds like a very successful release of your first novel, and I wish you only more success and such from here on out. Anything else you want to say to the people at home before we sign off?
Oh gosh. Okay, so big secret, right? I'm over 50, not by much, but just over 50.
What?
This is my first book. And so what I'm going to say right now is, people say, you have to start young, you have to do these things. No, just don't give up. Keep going. Keep working, keep learning, keep going, and you never know. So
yeah, that's what I keep hearing from everyone. I mean, it's about the long game. I mean, even I don't know, any artistic creative process that's true. You have to put a lot of your time and effort into it, and sometimes it doesn't happen until later in life. My dad is actually, he just turned 60, so he's older than you, and I mean he's published 2 novels, but it didn't happen till he was in the past 10 years or whatever. He's in a, I'm 31. I'm making progress, but I haven't published yet. It'd be great if it happened in the next couple years, but I don't know. So
yeah, but
yeah, it's encouraging when I hear people say, and hopefully for those listening to, it's encouraging when I hear not just 1 or 2 people, but like everyone in different media, in different in different fields and such. People say like it takes time, but it will happen if you're diligent. And I mean, your life isn't over at 30. I realized that when I turned 30, and then kept living life, and yeah, it's cool.
So yeah, just keep going, because it's work. I mean, writing is work. It doesn't sound like work. It just sounds like you sit down and you write the thing, but it's a learning curve, and you keep on pressing on, and as you keep on pressing on, you'll have more and more success. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And your story will resonate with someone, so don't give up. That's and good Christmas present, right? Christmas present.
Yeah. Go buy Recorder by Cathy McCrumb. I believe it's Enclave Publishing is the publisher, so you can buy it from their website, but also Amazon, Walmart.com, maybe even your local store. So it's out there.
Yeah, Christianbook.com, Walmart, Amazon, And a child is knocking on the door to tell me that it is time to get off. So I will let you go.
Okay. Well, thanks for showing up and talking about that, and congrats to you again.
Thank you. You have a good Friday.
Thank you. You too. Bye, Cathy.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, and I think I can just yeah. So okay. Hey, I mean, I'm glad she's here, and I'm glad she came in and told us about Recorder. But I also wanted to just test a new live feature. So had a few bugs, but I was eventually able to bring her in and release her from the room, and the video is still going. So hey, this is working eventually. So that's great. So again, I see I have a couple new viewers. I'm not going to stay on a long time, but I was kind of opening up to the audience. If you want to say something, if it's Q&A, anything like that. I mean, you can post in the comments too. There is a question in the comments. I'll get to that in just a moment. But I was going to have people show up briefly, if you're okay with going live. Tell us about your novel. Tell us a hot take about fandom or something topic related to reading or writing or literature or anything, or just ask me a question about my writing, your writing, anything. So if anyone who wants to, you can request to join live. It might only work on the mobile app. I'm not sure yet because I'm still experimenting with that. But if you add a request, then I'll see it. There's a question, just a text question in the comments. Paul asked, I guess this is for me because it was while Cathy was talking. He asked, how far has the book come along? So for her, Cathy's book is just published, it was released. I think you might be asking that question toward me. My book, great question. It's like, I mean, it is slow, partially because, well, like Cathy said, it takes a while, but also because I'm busy. I'm working full time. I'm raising a 1-year-old, and I'm not working on it as diligently as I could. My answer is the same as it has been for a little while, and some of you have heard this before, but basically my task right now is editing, and hopefully the last round of edits before I can do something with it. Last year, or no, it was this year. Yeah. It's still 2021. I was almost jumping ahead to 2022 in my mind, but no, it was like in June, so still some months ago of this year. I spoke to some literary agents, and basically I had one who was interested in the premise of my superhero novel. What I call it, a superhero story for broken people. It's superheroes, but they're basically they're flawed characters who don't always know what they're doing. They're not larger than life like Superman or Batman. I'd say kind of more on the level of maybe Spider-Man or even some of like the Defenders, if you know who those are, just people who are flawed and you know don't always do the right thing, aren't always united, that kind of things. But they're still trying to be heroes. And not my agent yet. This agent who I talked to liked the premise, she said, but she was concerned about the word count because I was very wordy. Well, I also my book one had like the main plot with a bunch of flashbacks in there too, because I was trying to tell origin stories and how people connect and everything. So the whole thing was close to 200,000 words. It was like a 193,000 or something like that. And she was like, "That's too long." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, because that's everyone's told me that all along." And I'm like, I can maybe. And there is a market for really long sci-fi and fantasy, but probably for writers who are established yet or who are established already. I am not established like that. So I'm not quite there yet. For a debut novel, they said 125K is about the better length. So anyway, my task right now that I'm trying to do is to cut my novel down to around 125K, which is hard since there was so much stuff in it. I'm around 160 something right now. I have been editing it. It's just going more slowly than I'd like because one, I'm busy, and two, editing is hard. I mean, it's in a sense it's not hard for me. Like I'm a my day job is also editing. I was trying to say professional, sorry. So in a sense, it's not hard, but it's also like it's hard to edit your own. It's emotionally hard to edit your own stuff. Like grammatically, I can do it, but just seeing it and be like, oh, I don't want to cut these things out. It's like emotionally or just mentally difficult in some ways. So it is going slowly. I was saying I was going to try to have it done by the end of this year. Not sure if it's going to happen now. So anyway, hopefully by like maybe by the summer, if not before, which is like will be a year from when I first spoke to the agent. Maybe I can have something ready to submit. Anyway, That's what's going on with my novel. So I was gonna see if we had one more guest who wanted to join in. My friend Corbin, who's been on here before, said he was going to join. And if he can't, that's okay. But he's around. I'm not sure if he's still viewing. Um, so okay. Well, I'm not seeing any guest requests right now. Again, if you want to join, say something quickly. Give like a 2 minute spot or 2 minute plug for your own novel. Ask a question, give a hot take, anything like that. I'm doing it in the future. If I do this again and it works well, um, I mean, I'd like to do this again. It's just I'll give more structure to it than anything goes. This is kind of a test run, so thank you for being patient on the test run. Some of the podcasts I listen to do things like this, and I don't. I'm not like a huge podcaster like some people are, but I listen to some professional development ones at work. And Gary Vaynerchuk, I've named dropped him before. Some of you know who he is. He's a big in the I guess entrepreneur businessy world. He's one of those entrepreneur gurus. So I listen to his stuff, and he does a session called Marketing for the Now, which is like for an hour he'll have a bunch of different guests. I guess 6 different guests because he gives them roughly 10 minutes each, and he asks them each one question. So I mean like it's the same question for all different people, but he like 6 different guests all giving 10 minute spots. So I might do that. Okay, Corbin's here again. Let me try to see if I can add him. Let's see if it works this time. Okay, it says it's adding. Hopefully it'll work. Corbin, I just pressed the button to add you, and it did not work that time. Yeah, are you on your computer or your phone? Because I'm not sure if it'll work from a computer. I know from my side, for hosting it, this feature only works from the mobile app. I'm not sure about you. So I have seen your join request, Corbin. Okay, it still says adding. I don't know what's taking so long. So okay, he's on a phone. I'm not sure why it's giving me trouble. I press the button. It says adding. It's just slow. So sorry for that. Okay. Anyway, I'll keep talking until he hopefully comes on. Like I was saying, this is something I might do in the future. I've gotten this idea from someone else. It wasn't my idea originally. But okay, hold on. But have 6 different guests on, or however many, and ask them the same question and just have them pop in and out like Cathy did. Like hopefully Corbin's about to. Oh wait. Okay. Maybe this time. Hey,
All
there
right.
you
Do we have success?
go. Hey. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why it took so long, but here's Corbin. Sideways
Hola.
because that's how you're rolling, but that works.
Okay. Start out.
Hold up. Yeah.
There we go.
So
Okay.
so I'll be kind of transparent here. I was trying this as a test run. I did plan a couple of my friends asked them to be available this time and to join. I had Cathy talk about her new novel, but I didn't tell Corbin what to talk about. But I was like, you can do a hot take, you can do a self promo, ask a question, or just be yourself. So that should be interesting. Corbin, what's on your mind today?
Well, so last time you and I saw each other was actually 2 weekends ago, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. You were out here in Texas in person.
Yeah. So as we were talking, we were kind of recognizing that we're just a few months away from our 10-month anniversary of meeting as friends. So,
You mean 10 years?
No, we met in the spring of 2012. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I think you said 10 months. So I'm pretty sure we've been friends.
I meant 10 years.
Yeah.
Is that what we said?
So,
I was thinking no. It's been 13.
No,
it's been 13. So we met in spring of 2009. So
yeah,
our friendship is almost a teenager.
We've known each other longer than that. Yeah, I was like, I met you my freshman year of college. Yeah.
So here's my question, and okay. We're still friends. So here's my question. A lot has changed in that 13-year process. I read some of your writing then. I've read some of your writing recently. How do you feel that you as a writer have changed in the last several years, especially once you got to this whole like married stage of your life and then dad stage of your life?
Great question. Thanks for asking.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I do think I have become a stronger writer over time, more concise in one way. So I'll just give my novel as a convenient example. I wrote the first draft in 2010, 2011. Now I've edited it heavily since then. I'm still editing it. I'm still doing hopefully the final round of edits now. But some of those words go back to 10 years, which is a long time. My second draft, or no, my second book, which I have drafted, so book 2 in the series, I have drafted it. I didn't start writing that till like 2 years ago, 2019. Yeah, it took me like a year and a half. I wrote it between like summer of 2019 and finished drafting, I think, this past January, so almost a year ago. And just reading both of those, it's a world of difference for me. I'm not saying my second one is perfect, but it's much more concise. It was already only around 125K in total, which is my target for getting my edge down for book 1. And my writing style, I think, is more direct. I know I used to be very wordy. I mean, I still sometimes am. But
wordiness is a spectrum.
Yeah, it is.
Relative.
And I mean, maybe in my first draft I still, or a rough draft or something. But now that I'm an editor and such, I know to look for that. I usually can cut it down on a read through or two. So so that my first, or my new draft, or my new book, my book 2 draft, I feel like it's much tighter than book 1, and that's kind of what I've been more interested in. I've been like, or at times I was vacillating between reading and writing. Now it's finished drafting, so I haven't sorry, I was vacillating between writing and editing. Writing book 2, editing book 1. Now book 2 is finished drafting, so I haven't been writing new content in a while. But it's been like, but like, I was always more drawn to book 2, partially because writing new stuff is fun, maybe partially because that was the story I was interested in at the time. It's I've been over book 1 several times. It's old to me now. I mean, people haven't read it yet, but to me, book 2 is new stuff. But also, I'm like, just like, this is much better written. Like, my book 1 is still, I mean, even with the edits I've made for it, it still has some vestigial remnants of 10 years ago, I guess, which I'm trying to edit out now. I mean, the fluff. So I know I've become more concise. I know my writing is more tight than it used to be. I'd say that's the biggest change I've noticed. I mean, hopefully other things too. Hopefully I'm still doing like character development and compelling plots and things like that well. But I've really noticed I'm learning. I mean, it's like you say, it's a spectrum. It's still a struggle. It's not something I've mastered more than anyone else in the world. But I am learning to say a little, or say a lot in a little bit of space, to and to be more concise and keep things tight. So that's the biggest thing I've noticed over time. As far as you asked about the married dad stage, well, I did write that after I was married, and part of it after I was dad, because Benny was born in August 2020, and I was in the midst of drafting book 2. Obviously, I took some time off, and I wasn't like drafting on the day he was born. Obviously, there was interruptions, but yeah. So I'd say, yeah, that's the biggest change. And I guess now that I have to do my writing at very specific intervals and very specific times, I'm more focused with it, I guess. At least try to be, and so being able to do it tighter. So yeah. So anyway, look for book 1 coming out eventually, hopefully, and then book 2 might be better, or at least if I isn't read it first, then book 2 would be better. Okay. Corbin, I guess he was having some technical difficulties. He froze on my screen. Looks like he's out. But thank you, Corbin, for that question. He says he can't hear me. I don't know if anyone else is having volume issues. If so, also look into that when I watch the replay. But later, I don't do much of that right now. So yeah, but okay, but hey, we've now had 2 people come in and out. I mean, I wanted to hear what they had to say, but I also partially did this format today to test this feature on Facebook Live. So it seems to be working. I'll wrap up soon because I mean, unless anyone else wants to jump in and say something, anyone viewing at home, this is your last chance. Send me a join request if you want to. I see we have like one or two viewers. Send me a join request if you want to say something even quick for 2 minutes, whatever. But I'll wrap this up soon because I gotta get going. But let's see. I was saying things earlier while we were waiting for people to come in. Just wanted to highlight some of those. It is Disney Plus Day. I mean, I'm not like a spokesperson for Disney or anything. Some of you, but some of you know, I'm a big Marvel fan. I'm big into the fandoms, Marvel and Star Wars, which they own both of them now, and they're announcing a lot of new things for that. So even as I was scrolling Facebook, even while trying to make this video work, I saw a lot of those new announcements. There's new stuff coming out. It's going to be fun. It's a good time to be a nerd. You've heard me talk elsewhere about superhero fandoms and such. And Corbin and I have our side project, Marvelous Movies. We did a video about that a couple weeks ago when he was here, where we write satirical articles about Marvel, Star Wars fandom, and all that kind of stuff. So basically, we have a lot of new. I mean, a lot of new content to consume, but also a lot of new fodder for our articles, probably. Other thing I want to mention quickly, just to maybe a sneak peek, is the Wheel of Time show is coming out. For anyone who's interested in that, who's interested in fantasy, I believe it comes out a week from today. And I'm actually reading one of those books right now. I'm very early in the series. I'm only on book 2, but I was going to give it as my book review for the month because I always review whatever fiction book I'm reading. So I won't tell you right now what I think of it because I want you to come back next week. But watch next week to hear me talk about the Wheel of Time series and book 2 that I'm currently reading. Hear if I liked it or not. And yeah, so thanks for being here, everyone. Thanks for being patient through my technical difficulties. It means a lot that some of you are commenting and watching, even if it's only a few of you. I know I'm not a celebrity yet. I'm not even an internet personality. I'm just getting started with all these things in the grand scheme of things. But I appreciate those of you who are watching and participating. If this format keeps working, I'm willing to try it again and again. I like the idea of having like one question and several guests, or one topic and several guests coming in and out. Maybe we can try that in the future. So thanks for sticking with us. Thanks for listening, and keep reading, writing, and watching, whatever you're doing, and hope you have a great weekend. This is Sam signing off. May the force be with you all. Bye.